Hello everyone and welcome back to the Belgian Beer Brothers channel. Cedric here, back in Antwerp with a brand new brew review. Today we'll be tasting number 3 of 5 in the Lazarus series. Now unfortunately I don't have the bourbon infused and the rum infused versions yet. So for now this will be our last one in this series. I am talking of course about the Lazarus Calvados Infused. In this case, the green label. Now, most of you already know the details about where and how this infusion is brewed, and if not, I gladly refer you guys to a link I'll share up here to the previous videos that I made about these beers. But for now, let's start by talking about Calvados. Now, Calvados is, again French, a spirit, or eau de vie, as French say so lovely. Eau de vie translates to water of life. And this spirit strongly resembles cognac. Now the main differences are that Calvados is of course an appellation contrôlée d'origine, or an ACO, or appellation d'origine contrôlée, an AOC, produced in the Calvados region in Normandy in France, and it's made from apples, not grapes. Now I'm going through this process quickly here, and I know there are several variations on the production process, but in general the apples, or the wild apples preferably, are picked, pressed and fermented into a cider. Of course, after fermentation there's alcohol present, and that cider, mainly that alcohol, is double distilled to an ABV of around 70% and then put into oak barrels to mature. And that's pretty much it. The Calvados used for this infusion here, as the bottle says right here, is the award-winning and scoring 93 at 100 in Hong Kong, the Coeur de Lion Selection by Christian Drouin. Christian Drouin is a Calvados house in the Pays d'Auge region, which is one of the 3 or 4 Calvados regions. The selection part of the name refers to the middle of the batch when distillation is at its most efficient point. Now, that means that in this part of the distillation process, the most volatile components, in this case being ethanol and the aromas, are evaporated to later condense again, and the heavy fraction, or the unwanted components, descend to the bottom fraction. That middle part of the distillation, so not the start and not the end, is isolated and matured separately on oak sherry casks in this case. The Calvados used in this one particularly is praised for its playful taste and intense fruity bouquet, being a young Calvados, and Calvados often ages like decades, but this is a young Calvados with very intense fruity bouquet with a lot of apple in it. Recommended for use in high-end cocktails, by the way, so sounds like the right choice to me, right? Now, by the way, the name on here, Christian Drouin, was the founder of Maison Drouin in 1960, and right now Maison Drouin is on its 3rd generation, so his son Christian Jr. and grandson Guillaume Drouin now run the distillery. So in that sense, you might actually say that this selection is the cuvée René of Calvados. Either way, apart from all this, the Lazarus base beer of course remains unchanged, and the infusion results once more in a strong blonde with an ABV of 8.5%. And with all that being said, yeah, I think I pretty much said everything, so let's have a taste. First off, let's look at this bottle again. Again, same label, different color, light green here to accentuate the apples. Calvados Infused Coeur de Lion Selection by Christian Drouin, or Drouin. Lively aroma of fresh cut apple, light with hints of lemon and steel. Finishes with flavor of apple seeds and crushed peppercorns. Now these are all flavors that I actually enjoy, so this should be quite good. So, as you might have seen, Lazarus 3 out of 3, also gushing, and I kind of forgot, so I finally put down a tablecloth after 160 videos and I already messed it up. Second try. As expected, a lovely head of foam, but we already had like a dozen of liters of foam. Again, lovely color, I'd say nice copper, bronze, orangey, gold, some off-white, close to beige foam, quite dense. Yeah, several bubble sizes, very active, but we've already seen that. Quite heavy in the nose. The Calvados absolutely shines through. Okay, now I do have to admit that it's been probably 15 years since I've had some Calvados, and the only times that I use Calvados is actually to flambe pancakes with apples or something like that. So yeah, this is gonna be new to me again. I do get a pinch of vanilla in the nose. Heavy but sweet. Serious carbonation there. I do get some fruity scents. I wouldn't say apple, but yeah, at least some berries. Let's have a taste. That's nice. This actually has everything that a barrel-aged beer should have. Now, of course, it is infused with the American oak chips, but I do find that it comes forward the most in this beer out of the three that we've tried, and it might help that Calvados is a smoother spirit than, let's say, cognac or Armagnac. Those are rather heavy, but I do like it. I do like the fact that it is so smooth. And actually, as it said on the label, I do get some aftertastes from those apple seeds, which is surprising. I do get a tiny hint, like I said, of vanilla in there, a bit of almond, but of course that is linked to the apple seeds. I do get some cognac-y, well, the Calvados taste. I do get a bit of green apple, but not the sour kind, so not like a gueuze, but more like a fresh, crisp green apple. Wow, and now that the aroma is contained within the glass, I still get a bit of berries in there and a bit of, well, a bit booziness, a bit of alcohol, but a lot more apple than before. I do find it surprising sometimes, knowing all the things that these drinks have been through, that you can still smell and taste the original product. So this apple has been fermented into a cider that has been double distilled, then that has been mixed up, then it has been infused in a beer, and still we can get apple in there. Makes you think, doesn't it? Now this beer goes down real smooth. It doesn't taste like 8.5%. It has that nice sweet and dry finish. Yeah, actually I'm quite a fan of this beer. And except for the gushing, which I kind of hate, especially if all of the beers of that brewery have it, should make them think. But yeah, I like the beer. So let's go to the scoring. Color, awesome. Foam, quite nice. Still a bit of foam left. It's not a lot, but it is enough to cover the surface and to protect it from oxygen. Smell, taste, fantastic. I just told you guys I am a big fan of this. Again, unfortunately they're not making it anymore, or not right now. Might return. But yeah, I would buy this from time to time if I'm in the mood for something special or for tasting. And overall scoring, I think I would have to say something around 3.5, 3.75. Yeah, nicely done again. So as usual, if you guys liked this beer review, hit the thumbs up, let me know in the comments if you have any questions, same goes. And if you want to see more, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you'll get notified whenever I upload something, which should be every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 local time, or noon if you're in New York, or around there. With that all being said, I'm off. I'm gonna enjoy this a bit further, and I'll see you guys in the next video, which will be tomorrow or the day after. Cheers!